So over the last 4 years, maybe a little less than that, I haven't gotten sick one time. I'm talking haven't gotten the flu, haven't gotten a cold of any kind, haven't gotten a sore throat. And I'm somebody that up until about just under 4 years ago, I got sick every year. At least once a year, I'd get the flu, I'd get a cold. I wasn't somebody that got sick all the time. I wasn't somebody that never got sick, pretty average that way. And I live a pretty chaotic and stressful life. And what I've realized is that there's been 4 main reasons why. And the best part about this is these 4 things plus a few little extra bonuses are absolutely free, 100% natural, and anybody can do this. Anybody can access this starting today if you wanted to. It's pretty cool. So my name is Keith Krance. I'm the author of the Ultimate Guide to Facebook Advertising. My normal day job is in the Facebook, Instagram advertising world. And I've been fortunate to have a lot of clients and friends that are in the health and fitness industry. We're talking fitness, online celebrities, and just a lot of the really amazing people and some of the biggest experts in the world in a ton of different areas there. So that's helped me a lot. So number one is I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not giving you medical advice, anything like that. I'm just telling you what's happened to me, and I want to share it with you because that's what I do when I have people that are hanging out around here. I'm at the Creative Cabin outside of Seattle right now. And so I want to go through these 4 things and a few bonuses, and it's just what's happened to me. And so take it with a grain of salt if you want, but it's been pretty mind-boggling. Now let's get into it. I'm talking about how to avoid getting sick ever again. All right, number one. Number one for me, I think the biggest game changer is cold water immersion. AKA ice baths. Ice baths have been the biggest game changer by far, I think. Now, that's the thing I've been doing the longest, I'd say, since I haven't gotten sick. Now, here's the thing, is when people start to see this, they start to freak out and they think, I can't jump into a bath full of ice. And guess what? I hardly ever jump into a bath full of ice. The only time I actually put ice in it is in the summertime. In the wintertime, I just fill it up with cold water. It's not about having it absolutely extremely cold. If it's cold enough to shock you, it is therapeutic. I know from experience. So like I said, no science here backed behind some of this stuff, but it's just pure experience. Every single day I've been doing this for the last 4 years or so. So the thing about cold water immersion is that now, I mean, I can go out and literally Lake Washington out here in Seattle in the middle of winter and hang out in the cold water for 4, 5, 6 minutes long. Literally in the snow. Like this shot here, it's 29 degrees. The day before that, it was like 13 degrees or something like that.
Oh yeah, baby. All right. Nothing like it, baby.
My hair was freezing right when I came out of the water, and I'm in there for 5 minutes long. I do not recommend doing this. You have to build up to this. You have to acclimate. Your body will acclimate though. And my son actually learned the hard way, but once he understood the acclimation, he was able to jump in the water in the winter with me as well. And so it's pretty cool to see. But anyways, my recommendations for ice baths and cold water immersion are this. Number one is cold showers suck. It's like torture. Okay, if you look at the Navy SEALs when they go through BATHS training, they call it water torture. And what it is down on the San Diego coast, the ocean's really cold. And so they'll make them lay in the ocean under where it's like a foot deep, maybe about a foot deep or so, half a foot deep. And they have to just lay there and let the waves go over them. And it's freezing, and then the waves go back out. And then they come back in. So what happens is they're never able to get used to the cold water because the waves go back out again, and then they come in and they torture them. And so you're not able to get used to it. That's what reminds me of taking a cold shower, because you got it cold and you're like half your body, and then you got to turn around half your body, and it's like the worst thing in the world. It's way worse than a cold bath. and it's not as effective because your whole body temperature is not getting as cold. So cold showers, I do recommend maybe using that if you want to help you acclimate a little bit and start to cool. I like to turn my showers cold at the end of my shower anyways, and so feel free to do that. That's good for you. But trust me, the better way to acclimate, I believe, is just get the water cold and maybe not as cold. Just test it and just acclimate your way. First day, get it fairly cold or maybe just all cold. And if it's summertime or you're in a warm climate, then maybe put a little bit of ice in it and go in there for 15 seconds and then hop out. 30 seconds the next day, a couple days later. You don't have to do it every single day to acclimate. If you do something like 3 days a week, your body will acclimate. So, but really quickly, it's amazing how fast your body will acclimate to this. And then once you feel like you can go a little bit longer, one thing I recommend is that just really breathing through it. And when it's really cold, it takes about 30 to 40 seconds to kind of numb up a little bit. And once your body numbs a little bit, then it's like, okay, you made it through the hard part. And then you can go another like 45 seconds or another 2, 3, or 4 minutes if you want. And then that's what I recommend. But basically do your research, go check out Wim Hof. He's the best in the world. Love his stuff. And I actually haven't even been doing the breathing exercises just until very recently. I just acclimated, did it myself without that. So you don't have to do the breathing to do cold water immersion. His stuff is both, and it's amazing. So anyways, big point here is that you don't have to do exactly the way that the perfect protocol that everybody is teaching out there. Adjust it based on your situation. It's like when I started doing bulletproof coffee and intermittent fasting, I would do little things that would officially break the fast. And guess what? I still got 98% of the benefits. But I didn't get starving in the morning, and I didn't have a cheat meal at night, and these types of things. I'll do other videos. I've got other videos about that as well. Intermittent fasting and how that changed my life as well. But just in general, cold water immersion has so many other health benefits for you. You're gonna sleep better, you'll have more energy, you'll burn fat and calories throughout the day, it increases your metabolism, and all kinds of other benefits saved for another video. But just try it and watch what happens. It's painful doing it, but as soon as you get out, it's the best feeling ever. Oh, it's so good. And anything typically, when you put the work in, what comes out of it is worth it so much. So number 2 is a little bit of a unique one, and you don't have to, you might think this is woo-woo-y a little bit, but I'm gonna say the sun. Okay? Number 2 is the sun, because here's the deal. Think about it this way. What happens when you take plants or trees out of the sun and they don't get any sunlight? They die. Everything on this planet is powered by the sun. We need water, right? And so in simple terms, there's a pretty crazy movie. It's called Eat the Sun. It's a documentary and about people who have gone like 60 days, 90 days without eating any food because they're absorbing the energy from the sun and they don't need the food energy. So it's pretty crazy. But the point is that if you can absorb the vitamin D, just think about it that way, as vitamin D, and you'll be less sick, period. And so here's the thing though, most people don't realize is that your eyes absorb the majority of the vitamin D from the sun. So what you want to do is you want to get in front of the sun and soak in the sun through your eyes when the UVB index is low, is 1 or 2, 0 to 1 to 2. So that's in the summertime. If you're in a hotter climate, that's going to be the first hour of the day. So the sun comes up within the first hour or so. And at the end of the day, about the last hour before the sun goes down. So no matter what climate you're at, if you do it during those time periods, and you can look on like the weather app and it'll tell you the UV index, you're going to be okay. You're going to be less than 1 or 2. And so, however, if it's wintertime, like this time of year out in Seattle, I can go in the middle of the day and look at the sun and I'm good. And I wear contacts. So what I do is I want to make sure my contacts are out because they've got like UV protection and stuff. I don't want my contacts in. I don't want to wear glasses. I don't want to wear sunglasses. You want to soak that in. And there's a lot of videos on that. People recommend working your way up, starting at like literally 15, 20 seconds at a time. I think you just kind of do what feels right to you. But that's made a huge impact for me. So I haven't gotten sick. By the way, another thing that's just kind of crazy is I've been going to the eye doctor. I've been wore contacts and glasses since I was about 16. And what happened is my eyes got a little bit worse every 2 years. You have to go into the doctor every 2 years. And They got a little bit worse every year, and then basically I was like minus 1.0, minus 1.25, 150, 175 to minus 2.5. That was my prescription. That's been my prescription for the last 15, 16 years, maybe 20 years. All of a sudden, I go into the eye doctor about a year ago, and 2 years ago actually, and my eye prescription dropped 2 levels. My eye prescription dropped 2 levels. I'm minus 1.75 now. And I've heard a lot of stories of people's eyes getting better by doing this, by gazing at the sun. So if you can get in front of the sun at least once a day, it will make a difference, I promise you. So that's made a difference for me. I don't know which one's made the biggest difference. I've been doing cold water stuff longer. That you can really feel. That's the cool thing. You get out and you have energy, and it's immediate. The sun stuff is a very longer term approach, but it's going to make a big difference. You'll prevent diseases and stuff like that. The third one is food. And I'm not going to go into detail too much on the food. Basically, if you can eat natural foods that are whole foods, that come from the earth, that are organic, that are all natural, that don't have chemicals in them, that aren't processed. Those are the things that are the most important. Because what happens is your kidneys and your liver, and they have to process toxins. So if your liver is working on processing all this junk food, or just processed food, or just food that you get from a store or a restaurant that's not a whole food, then it's working on processing all this food, and it's not working on removing other toxins that are coming in through chemicals and just through your daily process and your daily grind. And what happens is it reduces, it knocks your immune system down, period. And so I started eating, clean, probably really started eating cleaner and stuff back in like 2012, 13, 14. But so this has made a difference, but these two here for me, I know have made the bigger difference. And so it's something there. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Number 4, and then we've got some bonus ones here. Number 4 might be the most important one. I don't know. Mindset. This is crazy, but here's the thing. I know I'm never going to get sick again. Like, period. I already know. And now it's just like not even a question. The rest of my life, I believe that I will never get sick again unless I get an infection. That's different. An infection or an infectious disease or something like that that's passed on, that's totally different. But I truly believe that I won't ever get sick again. And so this makes a big difference, because your thoughts create your reality. Thoughts are things. There's quantum physics. This is science-based backed stuff now. Do lots of research, but thoughts are very similar to sound waves. They're invisible, but they go out into the universe and things happen, okay? And so positive or negative, it depends on what thoughts you put out there. And so the cool thing about this is if you start to do something like cold water and you feel that energy, and then you don't get sick for a while, and then you start to get confidence and you start to believe that creates the momentum, which actually helps you believe that you won't get sick again. Because if you just tell yourself you're not going to get sick, you have to believe that you're not going to get sick. And if you think that, yeah, right, there's no way, then it doesn't even make any sense, right? It kind of has to happen naturally, so you unconsciously truly believe that you'll never get sick again. But once you start to do this stuff, you'll start to get some momentum, and you will believe that, and that will help. I promise you that, okay? So let's go over here to let's say you had a pizza pie, and it was the sick prevention pie. So if I had to divide these out, along with some bonuses that I'm going to throw in here now, is I would kind of think about it this way, for me at least, okay? I would say the ice baths, cold water, immersion. Cold water immersion would be the majority of what's made the biggest difference for me. Now, like I said, just do it slow. You don't have to go jump in an ice bath or a snow lake like me, okay? But you'll want to work your way up there once you get a little momentum, I promise you. Do it. When you get out, you'll feel better, okay? And then you've got, the solar, right? Solar energy. The sun. I would say probably there. And then mindset. Food, your diet. And then some additional things are things like stress, sleep, environment, right? Chemicals in the environment, where you're at, people, the environment that you surround yourself with, people, toxic people, people that are sick, Now, if somebody has the flu or has a cold or something, I'm not worried about it anymore because I really believe that I won't get sick. But if I'm super dragging and if I haven't done a cold like water bath for 3 or 4 days and I got 3 hours of sleep last night and it's been stressful, then chances are I could get sick. Seriously. So if you take away a lot of these, right? So see what's happening there? Think about this as you want to get as many of these as you can, but if you do this, it's going to make the most impact. It's going to make up for not doing a lot of these. I'm not saying live a crappy life, eat crappy food, do a lot of drugs and stuff, but speaking of that, so you got like drugs, alcohol, thoughts. Have I said that? That's kind of like mindset, but I'm just saying again, got to reiterate, because your thoughts can be toxic and you don't want that to happen because it will make you sick. There's science backs this data, tons and tons of tests. So these are all things that are very important as well. And so but the thing is I used to, if I got really low sleep and I was really stressful, maybe I went out and partied or drank too much and got like 3.5 or 4.5 hours of sleep, I was very susceptible. I used to get these cold sores on my lip if I ever got sunburnt really bad, or if I got really low sleep and maybe, like I said, went out too late or had a lot of work and had both those things going against me, I would get a really bad cold sore once a year, at least once a year, maybe twice a year. Now, if I got like 3.5 hours of sleep or something like that, it just doesn't matter. If I did it 3 nights in a row, it would make a difference, but I just don't do that. Now, I do some pretty amazing meditations and I can take power naps and those types of things. So if I do get 3.5 hours of sleep, then I will take a power nap. And what happens is when you start to eat more whole foods and mostly fruits and vegetables, things that your stomach digests very easily, and you're meditating and you're doing these things where you're actually resting your body and your brain, you'll actually find that you need a little bit less sleep than the average person because you're getting rest throughout the day. But that is also for another video, for another day. So I hope this was helpful. Hope you got an aha moment somewhere in here. I love sharing this stuff. This is the stuff I'm most passionate about. Like I said, my normal business is Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising. We've been doing that for a long time. We've helped a lot of amazing people and hundreds of thousands of people in that industry. But this is the stuff I'm really, really passionate about. So if this was helpful, favorite this video, share it with somebody, give it to a friend, comment, like it, share it, whatever, all those types of things. And check out some of my other videos. I've got more coming for you. I hope you really enjoyed this. Can't wait to do some more for you. Let's have the best year ever. But let's start with this week. Get 1 or 2 of those things so you can have the best week ever. Let's do this. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.